Well, it feels like in a few excruciatingly painful years, nothing is going to matter. What's the point of all those games on my computer if the server is just gonna shut down? What's the point in going to a concert if my favorite artist ends up being a creep anyway? What's the point of watching a video essay about a cartoon I didn't even like in 2005? Nothing is hitting like it used to. Everything sucks. Or at least it feels that way. And I want to know why. So, join me as I spiral? The other day I was not taking recreational drugs and watching Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. There's a lot of terrible decision. There's a lot of snakes in that movie, and since I can't sit down and just simply enjoy things, I had to rationalize it. So then I started tripping. I've seen this before, the snake eating its own tail. On the surface, it looks like self-destruction. But there is no deletion. Instead, the idea is that by recycling its own substance, the snake is, sustaining itself. Kind of like society. Nothing new enters the system and nothing truly leaves it. Endless infinity sounds paralyzing, but also exciting. In short, the Ouroboros represents a system that survives by consuming itself endlessly, consuming the past to maintain energy for tomorrow. This is a self-contained system. This is the... I enjoy things. I love food. I love music. I love movies. I love art. I love spending time with people that I care about. I love living, but I've lived long enough to see when culture shifts and morphs into something that feels new, it's probably not new and just a repackaged version of the last decade. That means the same pointless wars for the same finite resources, the same endless sea of sequels and movie reboots, and the same fashion trends making a complete 180. The internet used to be a place where you could find weird new things. Now it just shows you what you already like. This is how man-made cycles work. They do not stop because we notice them. They do not pause because we are tired. This ride does not stop spinning. Awareness of awareness is overwhelming. And once I saw the pattern, I couldn't unsee it. Everything feels predetermined, automated, already decided. And once I noticed that, this is where I started eating my tail. Retreating into myself seems infinitely more comfortable than engaging outward. Scrolling feels more manageable than confronting systems I cannot fix. Recycling my own thoughts feels way easier than asking questions. So, I keep consuming what already feels familiar, and not necessarily because it's good, but because it's safe. Same shit. I tend to be more of a cynical person. I think that's when I do my best work. So no, this is not going to be a video where I tell you to take deep breaths. That's not working right now. And honestly, coping and sheltering ourselves is kind of how we got here. This also isn't a video where I complain about how the world is getting worse and everything sucks. Believe it or not, despite obvious, immediate parallels, globally, we seem to be on the rise, but things could always be better. I just want to explain and expand on this feeling of perpetual emptiness that we often feel, I feel, and how I find myself stuck in these thoughts. Why we would rather choose misery over a happiness we can't predict. I think routines are good, and it's okay to rot every now and then, but my problem occurs when I get so caught up in eating my own tail that I get stuck in that perpetual loop. And the longer we stay in these loops, the harder it is to not only recognize and break our own cycles, but also the bigger, more systemic ones. Yeah. And while this isn't a political commentary channel, I do think this is by design. The revolution will be televised if you are too exhausted to leave your house. So, if the snake eating the tail represents something like culture, does that mean we're stuck in a loop? Does that mean that culture has stopped moving forward? Wait, why does it feel like we're out of ideas? Or good ones, at least. Wait, do I feel empty because I'm living in a loop? Or is there a loop because I feel empty? A lot of people say things used to be better, which makes me think of time travel, which sounded cool as a child, but knowing what I know about people, going back with all the knowledge that I have now sounds so shitty. But this got me thinking, maybe the only reason why childhood felt so great was because I was fully invested in it. Think about it. I didn't have enough memories to reminisce over a past. I just gained consciousness at 6, and I had no idea how the world actually worked, so I didn't have to worry about the future. Life wasn't better in 2016. I just couldn't vote, and I didn't have a credit score yet. And when the future is uncertain and the present is overwhelming, I need something more stable. I don't play Skyrim because it's the best game ever made. I play Skyrim because I know exactly where everything is. I've beaten this shit so many times. Every cave, every enchanted weapon. I be speedrunning. I go to the same store because it's convenient. Safeway is, in fact, safe. All these options, and I have the freedom of choice to pick the same one every time, over and over and over. It's amazing. You can't be disappointed if what you expect to happen happens, right? Right? I don't really know if the past was as good as I thought it was. I think it was just nice to hold on to something when I was drowning. I have trouble letting go of things. This is probably why, because nothing can hurt you in a closed system. It's already happened. Nostalgia feels warm, but nostalgia can also be a trap. I'm learning that. Staying in old patterns without any input from the outside is a trap. No, because what's the difference between a comfort zone and a box? Is that a reach? We all know what fight or flight means, but sometimes we forget about the third option. Freeze. Some animals don't run or fight. They play dead. I can't always fight systems. I can't always run away from notifications, but I can freeze. I can numb. I don't think y'all understand. The fact that we live in a world full of problems that we can solve horrifies me. It's crippling. I can't stand it. So I sit down, even when I'm supposed to get up. I don't want to live in the past. The future is scary, and pedophiles run the country. So how do I protect my energy and other people at the same time? Is that possible? And if so, what is making it so hard? Yeah, there is this feeling, this unresearchable circumstance. But for me, it only happens when everything is still. I've been trying to find it. No, not that. No, nope. That. What is that? Whatever that is, I didn't know what that was before, but now I do. And I'm here to deny you that confusion. We're gonna solve this together. We have to name the emptiness. We have to give the void a title so it's easier to bully. It's not burnout though. That implies that you were on fire. This is not a burning sensation. This is something sharper. And once I make it to this point, the system doesn't need to trap me anymore. I've already become the trap. The embodiment of the grind, a machine building a machine. And if the loop becomes comfortable, the danger is not that I'm trapped. The danger is that I'm too exhausted to see the pattern. And that's gross, because that is when I start defending the very thing that is draining me.
Yuck.
At that point, who even am I? A shell? Ugh. I think that's numbness. When everything blends together, distracting myself, becoming a sort of rusty engine that I refuse to actually turn off because I don't know if I'll be able to start up again. People stop resisting what feels like weather. I don't think it's a crisis, I think it's a climate that we're all living in right now. The cycle of existing that doesn't even feel like existence. Using what little energy I have left, not to create and expand in the way that I want to, but to sustain. And if I slow down enough, if I stop the noise, then that means I have to actually process the backlog of stress and deal with the consequences of all my actions. And I don't want to do that, but I also want out of this loop. What do we do? Are we doomed? Probably. But if I were you, I would pay attention to what I'm feeling and even what I don't feel. Where am I exactly in this cycle? How much effort am I using to get out of it? Is there something I'm avoiding, or am I just comfortable? Am I actively defending the same system that makes me feel like shit? That's not good, slave. Don't do that. I would actively try not to be a hamster. Whether that be opting out of the systems that cause me and others harm, or just staying informed enough to know when and where I need to show up. If I see the loop now, and I don't like how normal it feels, then I don't have to live there. I don't have to settle for temporary solutions for problems that feel permanent. And even though it's a reality for a lot of people, survival doesn't have to be my identity. It doesn't. And that's why I would also try to stay connected to as many people as genuinely and conceivably possible. How am I going to change the world by myself? How am I, little old me, going to dismantle systems with my bare hands and a blind eye? I have to work with others. I have to ask for help. I have to help when I know that I can. I have to be a team player if I want to win the fucking game, even if I'm on the bench. I've learned so much this year, and it's only February. But guess what? It's not anything new. We know greed is terrible. We know our governments suck. We know nothing's gonna change unless we do it. Cycles, cycles, cycles. I'm not asking anybody to destroy the loop or change their lives in a week. I can't even do that. But maybe everything is fucked. Or maybe we can all be on the same page for once. Yeah. That's what I would do.